should have DNF'd it at 3 pages in. I just fell so in love with the story and the characters, which I was not expecting. Now, what really disturbed me was the dead body that they were living in. As you can see, I did thoroughly enjoy this book. You're gonna hear this and be like, Makenzie, how did you not know this was gonna be gruesome? Hi besties, what's up? My name is Makenzie and welcome to my channel and welcome to my May wrap-up. So today we are going to be talking about the 8 books, I believe it is. I don't know math, so I believe it was 8. The 8 books that I was able to read in May. It's been my lowest reading month so far this year, but that's okay. I'm planning right now in June to read 30 books. It's not going well so far, but I'm hoping that I can catch up tonight. So I am sitting a little bit off to the side because I'm gonna have to put most of the book covers in here. Unfortunately, I only read 3 books from my physical TBR this month. Maybe I should say in May. I only read 3 physical books in May, which, give and take, honestly. Like, I wish I would have read more physical books for my TBR, but we move. So first, let's start off with the first book I read. If you see my phone, if you see the glare in my glasses, I apologize. I'm gonna need it for these authors and these ratings because I just cannot remember, unfortunately. So first we have the Anne of Green Gables graphic novel, and that is by Mariah Marsden, Brenna Thumler, and Kendra Phipps. And I really thoroughly enjoyed this. I gave this book 5 stars. So if you don't know, Anne of Green Gables follows this little girl named Anne. And Anne is an orphan, and one day she gets adopted into this family who actually thinks she's gonna be a boy. However, she ends up being a girl, and they decide that they will keep her around for a disclosed amount of time to see if she's actually worth keeping. And in that time, the 2 characters that adopt her find it in their hearts to soften up towards her and love her, and it is just so heartwarming, so cute, so wholesome, to be honest. Like, and I loved the art in it as well. It grew on me. I didn't love it at first, like especially the noses, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe I'm a nose snob in graphic novels, but I did thoroughly enjoy it, and I did end up buying a box set of all the books, so I'm very thrilled to hopefully get to those eventually. Next, we have Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. As you can see, I did thoroughly enjoy this book. I rated it 4.5 stars, I believe, and it was so cute. So basically, this book follows Liz, and Liz is a hopeless romantic ever since her and her mother, who's passed on, basically like her whole childhood watched these rom-coms and these old chick lit like type of movies. She has been obsessed with love and obsessed with her meet cute, and one day this boy that she was head over heels in love with when she was little comes back to town, and she teams up with her neighbor Wes, and fake dating and stuff ensues from there. And Liz finds out that maybe she has been trying to get along or get with the wrong person this whole time. And oh my gosh, I loved Wes and Liz. They were so cute. I really adored this book. I actually was reading this on my way to St. George. We went to St. George with my parents and my siblings and my aunt and uncle and their kids, and it was so fun. And I read this in the car on the way up, and I cannot put this book down. As you guys can see, there aren't like any tabs for the first like third-ish of the book, but I will be rereading this eventually and adding more annotations because I did really thoroughly enjoy this, and I'm so glad I read it. Next, we have Better Than the Prom, also by Lynn Painter. It is like a 24-page novella of sorts that puts the perspective, like Liz's perspective of prom, into Wes's POV. And basically we get to see how his prom went and how he's feeling about the whole situation. And I really liked it. I believe I gave it 4 stars, if not 3.5, if not 4 stars. I cannot remember. I think I gave it 4 stars. Yeah, I gave it 4 stars, like 3.75 if I'm being really picky, but I did thoroughly enjoy having Wes's point of view. I am very excited to read more of Lynn Painter's works. I just fell so in love with the story and the characters, which I was not expecting. But yeah, this definitely a good purchase. And if you want to read Better Than the Prom, I believe that you have to go on, is it Penguin or Simon & Schuster? You have to go on Simon & Schuster's website and download it there, and you can download it for free. So definitely recommend that if you're interested in that and you haven't heard of it before. Next we have Guild by Raven Kennedy. And this is the first book in the Plated Prisoner series. If you don't know, this book follows Arin, and she has been cold touched by King Midas because she is his favorite saddle. For reasons unbeknownst to us, at the beginning of the book, we find out that he has a very, obsessive attachment to Arin, which is why she's cold touched. And she is also caged. As you guys can see the cage, I believe the original cover has like more of a cage-like feel, but she is caged in the castle essentially, and she is to be looked at but never touched, essentially, not even by King Midas. And it's about her being basically jealous and upset that King Midas won't. Oh, that's a baby. Okay, I don't know if you guys can hear the baby crying. I thought that was my cat. And I'm like, where is he? That little doofus. Like, he knows I'm in here. Because I think I woke him up from his nap. Oops. But anyways, yeah, this book was super good. I rated it 4 stars on Goodreads, like more of a 3.75 stars. I would definitely say that this is definitely a setup for the later books in the series. I'm very excited to get to Guild, have the audiobook for that. So I'm excited to continue on with this series. Yeah, the other covers, like the other books in the series, are definitely on my bucket list to get eventually. I really liked Guild, and I was actually really pleasantly surprised because I did not know what to expect going into it, but I did like it. I will say this book is definitely adult. You may think it's YA, you may have a false sense of security reading it like I did, and then all of a sudden it'll drop like 5 swear words in a row and you'll be like, what, wait. So, and there's also a very, there are some explicit sex scenes as well, not between Arin and King Midas, but King Midas and his other saddles. So do keep that in mind. But I did thoroughly enjoy this. Super glad I decided to read it in May. Definitely a keeper. I'm so glad I read this. And if you're interested in that one in particular, I believe it's on KU, and then Anne of Green Gables is also on KU. I think both versions are. So, oh, I guess I can show you since I have it pulled up. This is the original cover for Guild, so it's more obvious what it's about, I guess. Next, we have The Getaway by Greer Hendricks and Sarah Pekkanen, and this is a short Audible original. Literally did not take me very long to read it all, maybe an hour at most. Okay, but it was so good. Okay, yeah, the listening length is literally 2 hours and 24 minutes, and listening to that at a higher speed, it took me no time. So in this book, we follow our main character, Chloe, and she is in desperate need to get away from her life for just a little bit. So she finds this website of this house that apparently tons of people have gone to, including A-list celebrities, and they say that the getaway is the best thing that they've ever done for themselves. And so she decides to go, but little does she know that essentially this is a whole ruse to get her to this place, and for reasons unbeknownst to her, essentially. And it was so good. I rated it 4 stars. I am so excited to read more from Greer Hendricks and Sarah. So sorry, I don't know where that stutter came from. Sarah Pekkanen. I believe I have another book on my audio TBR from them, so I'm gonna have to look into that one and maybe read it. But it is definitely a good one to read if you want to get into thrillers. I feel like it was very good, and it was very short, which is another bonus. So yeah, it was super good. I thoroughly enjoyed that one. Next, we have my most disappointing read of the month, and that is Beautiful Darkness, and that is by Fabian Velman. Okay, you know what? I'm so sorry. I cannot say those names. I'm gonna put them right there, and I'll put them on the screen for the remainder of my time talking about it. But essentially, you're gonna hear this and be like, Makenzie, how did you not know this was gonna be gruesome? And to be fair, it it was more gruesome than I anticipated. So, Beautiful Darkness is about these little fairies that live in dead bodies. Now, what really disturbed me was the dead body that they were living in. Like, it gave me the biggest ick of my life. And I should have DNF'd it at 3 pages in. However, I was dedicated because I was like, okay, this is literally only 90 pages. We all know the graphic novels take barely any time to read. And I was like, you know what? I really want to read this. I'm going to push through, see what it is. Yeah, on the website I read it on, it's classified as horror. And I should have listened to that, but I did not. It has so many more horror elements. Like, there is a depiction of someone being buried alive in this book. So that is definitely something to keep in mind. I would definitely say that I don't recommend the website I read it on. I'm not gonna put it out there into the universe, but it's basically like a web comics kind of thing. Obviously it's not called that, or webtoon, something like that. So I believe it was a completely legit website. I just think it's really sketch. New ads popped up like every so often, and when you click to close on them, they pop up on your device. I actually read it on my tablet because I was like, not today. Like, I don't want my phone to be hacked or anything. And they were like weird adverts. Like, yeah, ick. Like, yeah, it was weird. It was weird. So, not only did the reading experience give me the ick, but literally the website that I read it on gave me the ick. But I could not fathom buying myself a copy without reading it, and I'm glad I didn't, because I rated this book 2 stars. Again, you guys are probably going to hear me talk about this on my most disappointing reads. It's not that I don't like horror novels, but I think this one was a little bit too grotesque and gruesome, and like a lot of people like that. The book has wildly good ratings on Goodreads. I believe it's like a 4.2 or something, like stupid good rating. So don't take what I'm saying about it, like, just go in and read it yourself. I know that Katie is gonna read it, and I'm excited to see what she has to say, but yeah, definitely too dark for me, which I'm surprised that I'm saying. But I also don't like horror movies, so maybe I shouldn't be surprised. But I have read horror novels in the past, and they haven't bothered me as much as maybe they should have, so I don't know. Okay, last but not least, we have Violet Made of Thorns by Gina Chen. So if you don't know, this book is a debut fantasy novel by Gina Chen, and it is about Violet, who is a witch who can prophesy the future, and Prince Cyrus, who, for reasons that we aren't made aware of until later in the book, him and Violet do not get along. And it is about like kind of like a love to hate to love again, or like a friends to enemies to lovers again, or like friends to love. Yeah, it's like that. I'm sorry, I don't think I have the best pitch for this book. I feel like I did decent at describing every other book, but this one is just kind of hard to explain. But essentially, Violet prophesies of a great love that is going to happen for Prince Cyrus at an upcoming ball, because this is what Cyrus's father wants her to prophesy. And essentially, when she does this false prophecy, it unleashes an immortal beast that no one has seen for ages, and it is up to her and Prince Cyrus to kind of stop this thing. I will say this is another book that is like, I can definitely tell it's a first book in a series. I didn't think it was until like the ending, and then I was like, oh, I guess this might be part of like a duology or trilogy. There is a second book coming out later this year, and I'm very excited to read it. But I did really love the writing in here. I really liked Violet as main character. She was so good. I liked Cyrus too. I felt a little bit disconnected from the characters, but like not in a terrible way, just like maybe in a I think I read this too fast kind of way maybe. But I thoroughly enjoyed this. I rated it 4 stars. So not the 5 stars I was predicting, but I'm very glad that I read this month. It was super good. Alright, so these are 3 out of the 7 books I read this month. Let me know if you guys have read any of these, and if you liked them, and your thoughts. And what was your favorite, or least favorite book of May that you've read? Thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you liked it, don't forget to like the video, and subscribe, and hit the bell if you feel like it. If you don't, it was fun seeing you. I hope we'll see you again. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye, everyone. Coolio. Oh. You know what? Maybe I should just film my DVR now. I don't want to, though. Maybe I should. Maybe I should.
When you're not here, the sun don't shine. When you're not near, I don't feel like I do when you're with